Hello, and welcome to Monday Night Live. It's Monday, of course, the 23rd of May. It is 6 o'clock in Brisbane, and thank you for joining me here on Monday Night Live. I may look a little bit different this week, as in someone made the comment that I look really large on camera. I don't know what that is all about. Hopefully you can hear me. I did something crazy, unintentionally crazy during the week, and I was sitting down on Tuesday morning, I think it was, Wednesday morning, ready to start work, and I knocked the entire contents of my coffee cup over my brand new laptop, a couple of months old. So it is in for repair. I'm using the old one. It may look slow. It may not have all the bells and whistles. I may look a bit grayer than I normally do. But I'm here. So it's in for repair. I know how much it's going to cost. So I'm just waiting to see how that all plays out, which is a crazy thing to do. We all think it won't happen to us, but it did happen to me. So tip, please don't drink coffee near your computer or liquid of any sort. So welcome to Monday Night Live. It's Yvonne here from Women's Fitness Adventures. If you are, hi Cherie, you're jumping in ahead of me. If you are watching live, please let us know where you're watching from. If it's your first time as well, please let me know if this is your time. And if you can hear me well and see me well, even though I'm a different colour this week. So hi Cherie, and hello Brod down there in Launceston. So lovely to have you watching here. Remember, as always, I can't see you. So unless you make a comment, I don't know who you are. So I'd love to know who you are, where you're watching from. I do have it on good authority. There's quite a few of you watching that are lurkers, that you may have been watching our site for quite a while, wondering when it's time for you to step in. So that is a great segue for our couple of things that I want to talk about tonight, which have come up during the week, and they constantly come up as well. So hi Sandra, hi Gillian from Victoria, Sandra from the Central Coast of New South Wales, Rosalind from beautiful Arthurs Creek, even though I haven't been there, feel like I've been there. Brodwin just worked at the election as a OIC, so strict. Oh yes, of course, strict about no food or drink in the election space. Yeah, I've heard that from a few people. Hi Sue from beautiful Geelong as well, and hi Kayleen. And for those of you in the east coast of Australia, or some parts a bit over the rain, and I just heard from the girls over in Western Australia as well, and it is raining over there up at Tom Price where they are on our Carragini adventure, and cold. And I know they hadn't planned for cold, so they're going to have a bit of a time of it. And hello, Narelle from Lennox Head, and I think you're getting a bit of rain down there as well. So feeling for everyone in this rain. But thanks for stopping by tonight. Tonight, there's a couple of things that I want to talk about that have happened during the week, and conversations that I said keep appearing over the course of a couple of years. You know, our members continue to amaze me, and I know there's quite a lot of members watching and some non-members as well, probably the non-members who haven't identified themselves as watching. So thank you for saying hello, and hello, Ellen. You know, and I've seen, as you know, this is our 8th year, our 8th anniversary, and my, about 16th in the women's fitness space, women's wellness space. And what I have seen over the past 8 years is that it's life changing. Being involved with a community of women that support you is life changing, whatever that community is, whether it's an active community like ours, whether it's a different kind of hobby like sewing or photography or book reading or whatever it might be. That being involved in a community has such life-changing results, from that sense of belonging to that real connectedness and friendships. But the things I've seen inside our community, which is an active outdoor community, are really transformational in life. And next week I've got a couple of wonderful guests joining me who have been with us as members for a year. The couple are watching, but I'm not going to tell you who they are because I want you to come back next week. But we will put some little snippets out during the week. But the changes that I have seen and that I've heard about and have been shared with me are quite transformational, not only from friendships made, and I've noticed over the course of the last 8 years that, women will come and women will go inside our space. And if we measure success by the outcomes that we've achieved, then we are probably, up there as being as successful as Amazon and Microsoft. And that's a pretty big claim. But when I think about what our passion is, and that's to teach and train and take, if you choose to come with us, women to be comfortable and capable in hiking and in the outdoor space, and to have a sense of belonging and form friendships, then we have achieved that. 99% now of our members join us not knowing anyone, and they form some amazing friendships, and they go on to do some amazing things, and all in a very safe way, that learning those skills from day one, learning from the gear, from the equipment, to how to preserve your body to be injury free. All of those things that are taught in our environment can be taken away, and they're things that you have with you for life. And as I see women come in, and some stay forever, which is fabulous, and to all of you who are our members, you're amazing. And then to those who transit through at various times for different reasons, we feel really successful that we've passed on those skills. As I say each week, it's teaching a person to fish, and you feed them for life. Teaching the right hiking skills, equipment, the foundations, the mindset, and you have those skills for life, and you can take that on to any trail. So, whether you come with us on an adventure in person, inside the membership, as some of you know, we teach all of that, and we teach, probably the hardest part, which is mindset. But in terms of other outcomes that I've seen by being involved, I've seen amazing transformations with not only that sense of belonging, but sense of confidence, of self-esteem, of capability. Women booking into solo things, solo adventures around the world that they may never have thought of. Seeing, that other women in the community have that, are literally sitting on their shoulders as they go places, is amazing. I've seen, changes in work-life balance. I've seen changes in mindset. I've seen women come off medication, lose enormous amounts of weight just through having a goal, not through the need to lose weight. I've seen, feedback from doctors and psychologists telling me that, whatever is going on there is amazing, because you have change that person's life. I mean, we just provide the catalyst. You guys get in there and change your life. And perhaps the most life-changing is the multi-day adventures. There is something transformational about giving time to you. Multi-day is like a day adventure on steroids, but it is about giving time to you, about, as someone said to me last week on the Great Ocean Road, about laughing so much. Never laughed so much in such a long time. And to laugh without inhibition as well, and to just be you, I think is pretty amazing. So, I've seen that over the course of the 8 years. Now, let me just check in who's popped in here while I've been chatting away there. Cherie is over the mold. Yeah, the mold is even out at the barbecue areas, in the picnic areas outside. Hi, Beth from Brisbane. And I just, if you saw tonight's newsletter, for members, the non-member one isn't quite out yet. Our picture of us, or not with you in it, Beth, but of the last Cinque Terre one and the Lemon Festival, because it is over in the quaint town of Monterosso. So one of the five, Cinque being five and Terra being townships, 5 towns on the Cinque Terre in Italy. Monterosso is one, and they grow beautiful, beautiful lemons. And every May they have a lemon or citrus festival, and so there's a picture of us in this month's newsletter, or tonight's newsletter. Hello, Patricia from Crescent Head, and hello, Alvina from the Gold Coast. Hello, Sue, haven't seen you in a while, from Croydon, and hello, Hannah from Brisbane. Look forward to catching up with you soon too. The other thing, so 3 things I want to talk about. One is time, the second one is excuses, and the third one is just some quick things on gear and equipment that came in during the week. So the time, it's been 8 years, and so if you remember, I've just put the link up there. It's been 8 years since we started, and time has gone so fast. It's my 22nd Mother's Day this year. My kids are growing up, and I've got some members that have been with me for a long time when I was in the fitness industry, and the past 8 years. And they're saying they remember when my kids are at school, just starting school. And my kids are now flying the coop and heading off overseas and all sorts of things. And we forget to, all of us, look at where we are now and where we were then. And, I've seen quite a few things pop up on Facebook this week that are shared. They're common things shared from very different groups that I'm in about things that you thought weren't possible back then are now possible through the consistency of using time wisely and showing up. And celebrating our success in that time as well. We all say we don't have, not all, the general thing is we don't have time, we're really busy. And the latest research is we're busier than ever. I don't know why. This COVID came along to teach us something, and in the beginning we all thought it was to slow down, and we cherished that, and then we kind of got a bit over it because it went on for so long. But we didn't bring any of those lessons forward about slowing down, about what really matters. And time will pass. You can choose. You and I can sit here. It's a bit like the superannuation ads. We can sit here and, woman 55 and woman 55, and she had 8 hours in the day and she had 8 hours in the day. And, what did she do with that time? And it doesn't really matter what we do with the time. It's what we say at the end. I don't have time, or I didn't have time. And that's where the choice becomes. So, the time we can never get back, ever get back. And time means so many different things to so many people. Someone with nothing to do and no purpose and no goal, time can literally drag on and they're counting the hours every day. Someone with so much to do, they're saying you can tell a busy person or give a busy person a job and they'll fit it in or fit that in. But I think with time, we and I was just chatting to someone earlier today who was up at 4:30 this morning because she couldn't sleep, and she had so much going on in her head that she thought, I may as well just get up and deal with all this stuff going on in my head. And, she was trying to decide where she wanted to spend her time, who she wanted to spend time with, what people were or things were wasting her time that she will never get back. It's like when you watch a bad movie and you think, well, there's 3 hours I'm never going to get back. So I don't really have the answer for time, but in the context of the conversation, think about time and think about how you use it. And, that saying, if, as our parents, my parents aren't alive anymore, but as they get older, and if you don't live near them, how many actual chunks of time do you have left with them? How do you want to use that time? And it's for us as well. I'm in my 50s. And, I've got a long, long life ahead of me, but I'm not going to waste a moment of it. I'm going to do the things that matter to me, the things that I really want to focus on. And, I am learning slowly about wasting time. I'm learning about downtime. I'm learning about saying no. And all of those things give me back time. As a little joke, though, I did buy some time at Bunnings the other day. It was in a pot. And someone said it was a good thing to grow in the garden. So that's the only way you can get time. Cherie says, I have definitely changed her life. I realized that I was singing the other day and I haven't done that for such a long time. That is amazing, Cherie. Thank you so much for sharing that. So time and excuses go together. And on Wednesday night for members, we have a masterclass about motivation. And I go into this a lot more deeper. But excuses, and we tend to be, as a society, all or nothing, or black and white, or success or failure. And we're not really somewhere in the middle. So do we come up with the excuse that we're actually not going to participate, or we're not going to try, or we're not going to bother or enter or, start because we may not be good at it? So it's all or nothing. And we to find that perhaps, we set ourselves this goal of, I'm going to walk every day for half an hour, and realize that there are so many competing forces for that, or competing things for that 30 minutes of every day, that then it gets cut down to 20, or it might not happen. So we just abandon the whole thing altogether rather than find a happy solution in the middle. And that's something that I'll talk about on Wednesday night. We don't, if we say it's black or it's white, or it's all or it's nothing, or a success or it's failure, then we're really setting ourselves up for guilt and for an excuse as well. And excuses are whatever we want to make them. So, we can, if we don't want to do something, we just need to cut it and be honest, rather than go, oh, well, I can't, I've got a sore leg, or I've got this, or I've got that. It's just like, stop the excuses. I know it's easy, and it's easy for me to say stop the excuses. Be honest with ourselves and go, well, I have a gym membership. I don't like going to the gym. I can't go because I'm busy at work or whatever it might be. It's like, okay, I don't need a gym membership. I'm not a gym person. I'd much rather be walking outdoors and find a solution there. So the other thing that I want to talk about, which is not related to time or excuses or about belonging or anything like that, is about gear and equipment, and an observation. Firstly, an observation that was made, and a friend of mine who's not connected in any way to Women's Fitness Adventures, he made the comment the other day. He's just had some surgery on his leg, and if you're watching, you know who you are. And he made the comment the other day. He said, "I've been watching your women virtually online in a nice way, watching the pictures that you put up." And he said, "They're amazing. Wherever you go, wherever the pictures are of women on our Facebook page," he said, the women are amazing. They're out there, they're rain, hail, or shine. They've got raincoats on, they've got the right gear and equipment, they've got smiles on their faces. He said, they are doing more than the population of Australia. So if you are a member and one of those, take that in a really positive way, that you're an inspiration to anonymous people out there. So in terms of the other question, which is not related, as I said, is with gear and equipment and hiking poles in particular. And one of the questions that came up in our member group this week was about hiking poles and how do you pack them. And I'm going to talk about hiking poles and backpacks for plane travel because more and more of us are starting to travel by plane. So with hiking poles, they all do the same job, whether you spend a little or a lot. The more you spend, the lighter they become, and the more the less sweaty and stuff around the hand grips as well. And you can start to mold hand grips towards your hands. To as you hold them, they mold more into your shape. But what you can't do is you can't take hiking poles in your cabin luggage, so into the plane area with you, because they are considered a weapon. So what you need to do is make sure that they fold up enough to fit into your luggage. Now, if you've got a really super big suitcase and your hiking pole doesn't doesn't fold, then it probably will fit into your big suitcase, or it doesn't collapse down. So think of that as a consideration when choosing a hiking pole, is that it needs to go into your undercarriage luggage. So the more it can fold down, sometimes the more it can fold down, the more things that can go wrong with it. But the more it can fold down, the easier it is to fit into your undercarriage luggage, especially if you don't have a lot. If you're only traveling with light luggage, like as in taking it on the plane with you in the cabin, then don't take your poles. They will get taken off you. So then in terms of a backpack on the plane, generally the airlines are pretty good. I mean, it depends what airline you're flying, but generally, Qantas or that equivalent will let you put a day pack. Mine's 42 litres up in the cabin above you. Now, mind you, I don't stock it full. I empty the water bladder out. My water bottle is generally empty and packed away in my undercarriage luggage because they give you water on the plane. I generally have, when I'm traveling somewhere, my boots in my backpack if I'm on the way going there, because if I lose my luggage, I at least have my boots, clothes, and that can be easily replaced. But I generally put it up in the top above me, and I've never been knocked back with that. And then I have a handbag or some other, maybe my laptop that I might be carrying. If I need to put that backpack underneath in the plane, in the undercarriage of the plane with where all the luggage goes, then what can happen is the straps, because it goes off on the automatic belts. Once you've checked in, it goes off on the automatic belt all the way out to the baggage handlers. And then on the same way, it comes back off the plane, and then it goes around the automatic, baggage carousel. The straps can get stuck in the rubber things or in the carousel, and there's a danger of the pack being wrecked. So you can, if it's a full pack, you can buy a cover that goes completely over it. Some packs, depending what they are, full packs, have a zip bit up the back that covers all of the straps and the clips and everything like that. And then if it's a day pack, they generally don't have much. So you can buy a cover for it, or you can just stick it in a plastic bag and a big heavy duty garbage bag and tie it at the top, and no one will pick that up. And make sure you put your name on it with some big, I don't know what it's called, but that brown sticky tape that you can write on it, or some Elastoplast tape or something like that, because you want to make sure that you preserve a pack. It's worth a lot. It's worth a lot more to you probably than the value of what you paid for it, because it's your means of being portable and taking everything and being self-sufficient and safe when you go on a trek. I would recommend in most circumstances, though, that if you are using a pack for traveling on a plane, using a pack for an adventure, that you take it on the plane with you, that you take your empty water bladder with you inside the pack, that you put your boots either on your feet, although they might swell, or in your pack. And then depending where you're going, so we're heading off, some of us, to Iceland next month, long-awaited adventure, that one. We will have our boots in our pack, we'll have our water bladder, empty water bladder in our pack, and we'll probably have a spare set of hiking clothes in our pack. It's a long way for the luggage and us to be connected. So just in case something goes wrong, and our raincoats as well, we will have, a day's worth of hiking gear in it. So thinking about all of that stuff in our forward planning will determine whether the pack goes up above or down below. If your pack is just for general run around, a light, 20 litre or something like that, it'll easily fit, but you can also put it in your undercarriage luggage if it's not a deal breaker as to why you're actually traveling on an adventure. So I hope that was some helpful information. There's plenty more information and tips and resources that we have in our member portal in the website for members. And there's lots of checklists when you go to buy things. And really important that when you go to buy things, that you think about the practicality of everything. And packs is a whole nother issue. And for members, there's a masterclass on it, and I might touch on that at a later date. But that, forearmed is forewarned, to have all those questions in your head when you go into a store and ask the store person. I know when Mandy went into the store and asked, about all these things, the store person was so much more helpful because she had the right questions to ask. So if you ever feel that you've got a question you don't know the answer to, or would like to know more, or want some help with, you can always just ask away in the member group, and we'll point you to resources, or we'll make some resources for you, because we have a collective volume of experience, good and bad and ugly. So we all learn from good and great, and some not so great. We all learn from those things there as well. So that's really important. So just to recap, amazing members, amazing stories, life-changing stories about health and wellness from wherever you may live to be involved. That's confidence, weight loss, medication removal, all sorts of things. And that is just such a great success story. And next week, we're going to talk to 3 members who have been with us for a year. They joined on the 5 kilometre for 5-day challenge, and they're going to talk about their journey and what being involved for a year has meant to them. If you're not involved, you can click on the link, join membership. Time, don't waste it. I'm not going to take too much more of your time. Time does not stand still. Time we can never get back. We can't time travel. I've never met someone personally who can time travel. Work out what's important to you. Work out how to spend that time, how to allocate, how to say no to things that will give you more time. Someone said to me the other day, you could easily shave, not me personally, 4 hours off your day in terms of a work day. If you get up in the morning and you spend 20 minutes looking at your phone before you get out of bed, and then you spend 20 minutes over breakfast looking at your phone, there's 40 minutes or 20 minutes you could at least ditch first up. So think about time, think about where you want to put those things that are important to you, because let me tell you, if you don't organize your time, someone or something will create that time for you. And excuses, it doesn't have to be all or nothing. It doesn't have to be black or white. It doesn't have to be success or failure. Just start. Just step in, give it a go. If it doesn't work that way, then make it go that way, and then keep changing your mind. It's okay to change your mind. It's okay not to be perfect. It's okay for it to be a little, not a lot. It's okay for it to be a shade of grey, or, a shade of moonlight, or whatever it might be. It doesn't have to be perfect. And then I gave you a quick rundown on some hiking poles and packs for traveling. So I hope that's helpful. for our members, not this week, next week is book club. We've got our Couch to Mountain November group meeting in half an hour online. So I'm really looking forward to that. Hopefully my laptop will be back next week. We've also got, what's coming up? In the member newsletter, our Tuesday tone up is changing. So it is becoming Cardio Boost from the first Tuesday in June. So we know that charges too, Brod, absolutely. We know that the number one thing that we get asked about, how do I be adventure ready for my next hike, is my cardio fitness. So being cardio, having enough cardio, having good cardio, having the right cardio. So Tuesday tone up is changing to Cardio Boost. All pelvic floor safe, all low impact. That is from the first Tuesday in June. So there'll be more information out that week, next week. So that is it. Membership is open. If you are not a member, then you can be involved straight away. Visit the website, womensfitnessadventures.com. I look forward to catching up with you next week. As I said, hopefully the computer is back. Not having one window, I can only have one window open at a time, so that's a real challenge. Thank you for joining me live. If you have questions now or after, just drop them in. I'll be checking the chat box later on. So thank you for joining me, and I look forward to catching up with you with my special 3 guests next Monday night. Thanks. Bye.